Full Throttle Television welcomes you to Rockingham Speedway in North Carolina to the side of tonight's Sim Racing Points Truck Series race, the Rockingham 150 here at The Rock. My name's Brody Hanna. In the booth with me tonight, Richie Coy. And Richie, we are in for another sort of throwback. I know we just had to throw back at Darlington, but we're headed back here to Rockingham Speedway, and these drivers, the older ones, will remember this track for some of the great racing it put on early on in its in the history of the sport.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be back here at the Rock. This track has got some real near and dear to me personally. My dad actually ran a Cup car here back in 1984 for James Hilton. So I've been here. I've been at this racetrack, and it's awesome. This is one of the neatest racetracks on the circuit.
Absolutely. And this track is really rough, and it is really abrasive with this version we have in iRacing. So these guys are going to have to take care of their tires and take care of their car, because this track can chew you up and spit you out in a heartbeat. It's really tough to get off of turn 2 sometimes. Turn 4 can be kind of calamity corner as well. And then you have to worry about the handling of the truck itself. And we didn't mention how hard pit road can be to get to. So this track throws a lot at the drivers, and we're looking forward to see who can tame it the best here tonight.
Yeah, and don't forget that you got two completely different corners, two completely different bankings in both sets of corners, and then two straightaways where the back stretch is straight and the front stretch has got a kink. It's not necessarily a dog leg so much as it's just kind of like a kink at the end of the straightaway.
Yeah, we've seen that catch people out as well. That little turn right past the start-finish line, heading off into turn 1. Kind of makes the entry to turn 1 kind of interesting too. And we've seen drivers all over this track running the high line, the low line, running the middle. You got to be careful, like I said, off turn 2 to kind of angle the truck just right so you don't smack the wall off turn 2. Just a lot going on. You see in our track description that it is a little less than a mile. We'll be doing 145, or a little over a mile actually. We'll be doing 145 laps here tonight for 150 miles. And our stage break is going to be at lap 45. So they'll race to 45 and then race from there to the end. I'm jacked up. I'm ready to go. I'm excited, and I'm sure these drivers are too.
And we have something happen this particular week that's going to make it even more exciting. We have 39 trucks. I said 39 trucks on track tonight. We had an influx of drivers come in and bolster our ranks here, and some of these guys are starting their FTSR career here at the Rock. So what a track to pick to come out for the first time.
I was going to say, if the track's not challenging enough, put 39 drivers out there on it together. And man, if you don't qualify good tonight, you're going to struggle to get that track position. And once you do, you're going to hang on to it. So pitting's going to be at a premium. Again, these guys have 4 sets of tires in the pits to use. So, and they'll probably use all 4 of them tonight if they get a chance, because like I said, tire wear is going to be an issue tonight. The track will chew your tires up for sure, and you'll see these guys want to come get tires anytime they can. So we'll see how it works out. Again, 45 for your stage, 145 for the whole race. And also, for the viewers out there, we're going to be using the tower tonight instead of the top ticker. I want you guys to let me know if you like that better or if you prefer the ticker. I know some of the guys have asked for the tower, so there you go. And we'll see how you like it.
Well, we'll see who's standing on top of the tower by the end of the race tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
So one of the other things I bring up, 39 drivers. We always talk points, and we've mentioned that Nicholas Moreau kind of has a stranglehold on the points, but with 39 drivers out here, that could be a 39-point swing.
Yeah,
if you
absolutely.
finish last versus the winner. So a lot more trucks, a lot more points that could be gained, a lot more points that could be lost.
Yeah, we're looking at points here. Nicholas Moreau has a stranglehold on the lead, but you're right, it can turn around in a heartbeat. James Morrison second, with Lewis Meglin hanging right there in third, having a good season. Ryan Chapman, J.P. Burns, your top 5. And yeah, you're right. With all the extra drivers out here, not only is it that you have to be a little more cautious on track, but also, like you said, if you have a bad night, it makes that bad night mean even more when we get down to it with these 4 races remaining.
Yeah, absolutely. And It's going to be tough. This is a tough track. 39 trucks. I'm a little. Part of me is a little jealous because I'm not out there with those 39 drivers. For me, having that many drivers out there, it's got to be fun. It's got to have a. It's going to be. There's just going to be action all over this racetrack.
It is definitely going to be exciting. We're going to try to show it all for you guys, but there is a lot going on out there. Again, Rockingham Speedway tonight. We have Dover, Texas, and Kansas to end up the A season, and we'll start up the B season. So it's getting down to it here for the points, and we're getting close to the end of this season.
Yeah, I can't believe that we've made it through. I can't believe you still had me here after all these races that you're still allowing me to come and do the broadcasting here. So I guess I'm not screwing it up too bad on a weekly basis.
Well, these guys are starting to queue up. Nope, you're doing good. You're hanging in there, and we'll try to keep it lively and keep the coverage going here on Full Throttle TV. The guys are gridding now, though. We're going to go into our starting lineup tonight for the Rockingham 150. Starting on pole tonight. In the elevated esports machine, that's JP Burns in the number 99. To his outside is going to be the 15. That is Nicholas Moreau, your points leader. Starting P3, one of the new guys we were talking about, Zachary Trevino. To his outside is going to be Robert Malikian in the 16. Starting P5, that is Bobby Terrell, looking to rebound after last week's heartbreak at Bristol. P6 is going to be the 22. That is Michael Blackner. Starting P7, that is the 43 Chevrolet Lewis Meglin. To his outside is going to be the 42. That is Kyle Milliken. Starting ninth is going to be the 89 of Chris Gore for Elevated Esports. And rounding out your top 10 is the 3. That is Chad Lang.
Colby Meese slots into the 11th position with the number 8, with Wyatt Hunley on his outside in the 21. Wayne Grassi comes in 13th position in the number 7, with another newcomer, but a new old-comer because he was in our league a couple years ago, Martin Garreau in the 50. In 14th, 15th is Chris Beck in the 34. 16th, we have William Lark in the 24th. 17th, we have another newcomer, Michael Deitch in the number 70. 18th is Marshall Johnson in the 9. 19th is Tony Solari in the number 11, and rounding out your top 20 is the 71 of Brendan Pope.
Starting 21st, that is the Ford, Jason Chilton. To his outside, the 61 Ford, that's Josh Mayhew. You got Ryan Persinger in the number 09, and 24th is you're going to have the 36 as Dave Nestor. 25th, you're going to have Brian Thorson. To his outside is Aaron Satcher in the number 68. Hayden James starts 27th in the 01. 28th is going to be the 76th, Noah Nicholson. Now they're going to start jumbling around. We got Austin. Go ahead.
Yeah, Austin Runkle in 29th and then 39. Ryan Chapman in 30th in the number 10. Followed up with James Morris in 31st, Jeff Chandler 32nd, Alan Duranko 33rd, Corey Atkins 34th, Barry Kramer 35th, TJ Bartell 36th, Sherwood Williford 37th, Markyle Henderson 38th, and rounding out our 39 truck field will be Joseph Burgess.
A lot of trucks to go through tonight, and I'm out of breath already, and I'm sure these drivers are about to be out of breath. When they get this race underway, they are through 3 and 4. I'm not sure if they're getting 2 pace laps here or just 1.
The lights are off, but I don't know. Yeah, we'll see if the pace car comes. I don't remember because this is technically a short track, and they do 2 laps at short tracks. But nope, pace car's off.
There it is. Pace car's off. JP Burns brings them down to the start-finish line, to the restart zone, waiting for the green flag to come out. There it is, and we are underway here at Rockingham for the Rockingham 150.
Great jump by both front runners there as they go into 1 and 2 side by side, and we got a bunch of guys still side by side going down the backstretch. We're going to see probably these guys want to get to single file as quickly as possible, as we have the 77 under the 15 for second up there.
All right, JP Burns breaks out to the lead. The 77 Zachary Trevino follows him through. Nicholas Moreau falling into third place.
Good start for our points leader there. He started on the outside pole, even if he falls back to the third. This is looking good for him so far. Hopefully he can stay up there and not fall back, but there's a lot of trucks behind him, man.
Yeah, a lot of battling for position here. This is for about 9th spot. Chris Gore looking under Chad Lang, or Chris Gore actually holding serve in front of Colby Meese for 10th spot.
Yeah, I'm just looking back. I have a track map up on my little PC here, and there are trucks going into turn three right now, and there's the truck still going into turn one. And it's not that that truck on last is is slow. There's just that many trucks on this track right now. It's awesome.
Oh, we have our first incident just popped up with Markyle Henderson. Oh, he spun it around, but he gets it back going by himself. No caution. We'll stay green here.
All right. We got I don't even know where to begin. We got a lot of single file going on, which is good because that means that these guys are being a little patient. Oh, the 34 just got in the back of the 50. Oh. All right, and we got
We're
trucks
still
going
green.
slow and yeah, still green. We have a couple trucks going on pit road there.
Yeah, I think they were
Trying to
involved. I don't know if he was involved with Markov, but there was a few trucks slow there, so we'll see what that's about. Meanwhile, the racing continues up here. This is for 23rd position back here, so it's racing all the way through the field.
Yeah, we got Brian Thorson must have had an issue because he's just now getting lapped by JP Burns, who's continuing to lead over Zachary Trevino and Nicholas Moreau. A lot of stuff going on. I can't even keep up with it.
Yeah, so far still clean and green. The one of Corey Atkins goes under Noah Nicholson. That's for his 23rd spot. So they're hot and heavy back here just for the middle of the pack here.
Yeah, we got Ryan Chapman coming through the field. He's up to 26th after starting, and he had an EUL this week, so he started at the back of the pack. He's up to 26th spot. He's a big mover so far of the race. Corey Atkins up from 34th up to 23rd, so he's trying to make his way through the field.
Some of these guys not getting the start they wanted here. Meanwhile, up front, things are still in good shape for the 99. JP Burns continues to lead. Zachary Trevino in second, Nicholas Moreau in third, just like they were. Robert Malikian currently in fourth, but the top three have kind of gapped them right now.
Well, I'm just watching Brian Thorson being lapped by the field here, and Wayne Grassi went in the corner trying to go underneath the truck in front of him, and I guess he didn't know that was a lap car and almost made contact, but they made it through unscathed, so on they go. So you had talked before about you being able to use the different lanes here, and that is something that's really good about this track. It's another track that you can use the bottom, you can use the top, you could use the middle. All these lanes definitely can work tonight.
I tell you one thing though that is difficult about when you have a track like that where you can use multiple lanes is, well, guess what? The lap cars are going to use different lanes too, and where are you running? Where are they running? Everybody just kind of sometimes just merges into the same spot, and it makes it really tough.
Yeah, it does, and a lot of times we have communication that we can't hear up here in the booth. That I've had actual lap cars come back and say, "Hey, where do you want me when you get to me?" Which is really super nice and respectful, because then they're trying not to slow down the person being doing the lapping. So that's always a nice thing to do when you're on the racetrack. But a small track like this, sometimes even that's hard to do.
We're still clean and green here at Rockingham Raceway, and I do see an issue already I'm going to fix right now. Give you the lap count instead of the time there on the tower. We are working lap 12 of 145.
Yeah, hopefully we don't hit the timer tonight.
Yeah, we don't want to hit the time limit.
We don't want to hit the timer, but there's a gaggle of cars I'm watching back here, and back in the 30th on back, that they're sideways, they're 2x2, a lot of passing and stuff going on. A lot of. It's one of these tracks that if you have a bad corner, you're running into a pack and you have a bad corner, you can get eaten up by like 3 or 4 guys, and then they'll have a bad corner, and then the next guy will come up and pass. So it's definitely a definitely unique racetrack, like you said already. So it's for me, it's a lot of fun. I like it.
It's a fun track. I know we've run a couple different cars, and it is fun. It can be challenging, but it is a lot of fun because it's so unique. You don't race anywhere else like this place. I mean, some people do compare it to places like Dover, but Dover's so much smoother, and it's concrete. It's different. You can compare it to a high banked Bristol, but the corners are not as sharp. Like, there's nothing like it on the schedule, and I think that uniqueness is what makes this place so fun.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got what I like to call character. Because, yeah, she's an ugly beast, but she's a fun beast. That's for sure. I'm at the track, you know.
Yeah.
So we got Doro Lawrence and Diane Chapman out there in chat. Thanks for watching, guys. How's it going, Doro? Diane rooting on Ryan tonight. So we got 17 people watching. Appreciate everybody watching us tonight. Hopefully we're putting on a good show. I know the trucks are. I mean, we are clean and green here. Lap 16. JP Burns is actually pulling away a bit from the top two. He's JP is on fire tonight.
Let's see JP out here. Yeah, he definitely has a gap on second and third. And now Nicholas Moreau starting to put pressure on Zachary Trevino for that second spot. You know, part of having new guys in the league too is also you have to get used to and learn everybody you're racing. Their tendencies, what lanes they run, do they usually save tires and come on at the end? All that kind of stuff has to be figured out over the course of the race. And the more races you get, the more you kind of learn about who you're racing and what to expect out of the driver. So this is, you know, not we talked about the challenges of the track, the challenges of the drivers, both new and old. I wouldn't say old. I don't want the the drivers with more age getting on my case, but yeah, the veteran drivers and the new drivers learning each other is a big part of this too, because then you've got to know, okay, I'm racing this guy for the long race, for the long run, but this guy will be quick off the start, you know. So that all that stuff, you build a notebook, and anytime you get new guys on the track, you expand that notebook.
Absolutely, and there's one thing that we have to deal with in sim racing that real race car drivers don't have, and that is where is that person in regards to the server? Are they going to have any, or do they constantly have any type of connection issues? And when I catch somebody that I know has maybe a high quality, I'll give them a little extra room than I normally would, just in case.
Yeah, because you really don't know at this point. You'll figure that out, but you don't know kind of what you're getting into. We're right on board with the 50 Nicholas Moreau, our current points leader, and he is hounding the back of this 77 of Zachary Trevino. But I'll say Zach is not really moving around the track. His truck looks really planted, really stable. And they look about the same speed, to be honest with you.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at the last lap times, and they were all running 5s, 5.6, and a 5.7. So they're all running really comparable lap times. And to be honest, the one that's actually faster than the top 3 is 4th place, Robert Malikian. He's coming in at a 6.6 to the leader's 7.18, and that's 24-second lap. So Robert Malikian coming on strong here towards the end of the run.
Yeah, I noticed he just snuck into the picture here for this battle for second. So he is now pulling up on the back bumper. And again, like I said, we talked about tire wear and stuff like that. It's going to be interesting to see if these guys are saving enough tire, who's doing the best job of saving tires. I think it'll come into play. Even with the short 45-lap run, you're going to see it make a difference here when we get towards the end of the stage.
Yeah, because even the guys saving tires are using tires. This is the track that you, even though you're going to try to save tires, what you're actually trying to do is save more tire than the other guy, because this track just kills tires. Now
we got a battle for second place. Nicholas Moreau looks to the inside of the 77 of Trevino, trying to get that spot, but Trevino's going to get the run off the corner. Both of them kind of wiggle off the corner, but Trevino's going to hold him off.
Nicholas going a little higher, and they're trying to get a run down the front stretch here. And again, there's Robert Malikian, and here comes Bobby Terrell in the back too. He's a cagey veteran that likes to save tires and save it for the end of the run.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me to see Bobby start creeping up here towards the end. Michael Blackner back there as well in the 22, having a good run this week. Was really looking forward to Bristol last week. Sit on the pole, had a good run going, and it kind of just fell apart in his lap there. Had some handling issues.
It's a wreck in the backstretch. We have our first caution, the 36 of Dave Nestor involved.
There's Dave Nestor sitting backwards on the backstretch. Caution is out. And he'll try to get this thing righted and get going once again. Spin around in front of the cars there and try to get rolling before the pace car catches. Oh, he's having some issues. Well, let's go back and see what happened here to cause this caution. The 36 of Dave Nestor off turn 2, up high against the wall. Bounces off the wall right in front of the one of Corey Atkins, I believe. And
yeah,
right around goes Nestor.
Yeah, it looked like he hit the wall in 1 and 2. and then hit the wall coming out of 2 as well. So definitely a bad set of corners, but it didn't look like Corey had anywhere to go in that.
No, he didn't. He bounced right off the wall. We talked about turn 2 kind of being an issue if you're not careful. That definitely can be the case. I mean, you get high in that corner, you just can't get it turned enough to come off the corner as sharp as that exit is.
Yeah, that coming out of turn 2 is definitely one of the keys to this track because it is so tight coming out of that corner, and if you don't get through the middle of 1 and 2 good, you're definitely not going to get off of 2 good. And hitting the wall there is definitely the Rockingham stripe for sure.
For sure. So caution number 1 out on lap 26. Racing to 45 for the stage. And we do have some takers on pit road. Chris Gore, Martin Garreau, William Lark, Michael Dietsch, some of the other guys coming in for those tires. We'll have to keep an eye and see if they are able to make up time with those tires and how much time do they have or how much of an advantage they have to take advantage of that early as we get to the stage.
Yeah, so we're going to be 28, 29. There'll be 14 laps to go. There's possibility they might make some hay. It's just a matter of traffic and being able to get by guys without getting caught up in that I'm faster than you with new tires mentality and running people over. So hopefully they can make it up with no issues.
Yeah, because there's going to be a speed difference for sure. So they just have to be prepared for that as we get ready for restart.
Still lots of trucks in front of them too, so I don't know if it was a good call, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, if you can make it up towards the front, if you've got room to go, but we will see. Some of those guys also repairing some damage, I'm sure, so some of that is going to be that reason as well. But they are 2x2 though. We're going to get ready to go back green flag racing. JP Burns leading Zachary Trevino, your front row, and then Malikian and Moreau, row 2.
Yeah, this is, again, a new guy on the outside with, restarts, not knowing how everybody restarts, and we'll see how it goes.
There goes JP Burns. Zach spun the tires a little bit on that restart. It's going to allow Nicholas Moreau to shoot off onto the inside and try to take this second spot, but they're going to be tied off the corner.
Yeah, he didn't clear him, but he's got a good run down the backstretch. He might be able to clear him going into 3 here. As the 77 throws it way up there on the outside there.
Boy, and he's got some momentum too. He's going to hold on to the second spot and get a run actually on our leader here coming down the front stretch.
Yeah, if he can do that again, he might have something for JP going down the front stretch again as all the leaders are back down to single file again, going down the backstretch. Oh, yellow.
Yeah, we got a mess on the backstretch. Chris Beck involved.
Was it the 90? Yep, the 90 was involved of Joseph Burgess. Oh, it happened way in front of him.
All right, let's go back and see what happened here to cause this yellow number 2 here. Oh, contact between the 34 and the 11 of Tony Solari started the whole thing. And then they continued to wreck down the backstretch. What in the world?
Yeah, it looks like the 34 got in a little hot.
He drifted up the track into the side of the 11.
Well, you're right. They keep piling in down the backstretch.
Mm-hmm. See if we can find Tony Solari here. Gets turned sideways and then gets hit by the 76 after he gets sideways. Tries to drive it off the corner and just gets hit by the 76. Then the 18 finally
finishes him off.
Finishes him off.
Yeah, go ahead, Tony. That was a long wreck, Tony. I don't think the 76 hit him on purpose.
No.
Tony
He was kind of all over the place.
They got together, but the 18 just piled in there and said, "Tony, you needed to spin back over in 1 and 2. Let me help you out." But it also looks like the 61 got in the back of the 88 during that and turned him into the wall. Probably heavy damage on the 88. Oh, the 2 gets a piece of him.
Just right on board with some of the other drivers here involved. So right on board with the 2 of Alan Duranco here. Had a good run last week. Man, yeah.
Well, Monday he had a great run at Monday.
Yeah, Monday
at
yeah.
Bristol in the Cup car.
He gets a piece of 88, but that actually allows him to miss whatever happened on the backstretch right there. Let's see if we can we can ride on board one more time with the 76 this time, who got a little piece. Where is he at?
I'm not sure he has too much damage.
Let's see. He got sandwiched between the 11 and the wall there, but then gets by. So hopefully not too bad, but definitely happened all around him. He had an eventful turn 1 and 2 down the backstretch as well.
We're doubled up going down the backstretch, getting ready to restart this with 12 laps to go before the stage.
You know what? We should have used this tower earlier, Richie. It gives us the number of. This is our second caution. It says up there, so this is pretty handy.
Oh, does it?
This would have been good for Martinsville.
No, it wouldn't have. No.
I'm kidding. All right. Well, we are double file. We're going to go back racing here. Lap 33, racing to lap 45. We're getting down to it. These guys are going to come down the restart zone. JP Burns going to lead them away. Or we are extending the caution, apparently.
We are extending the caution. I think the back of the field was having some issues getting lined up with people coming off pit road and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, now we're going to have an 11-lap shootout.
Well, the question is, did any of these guys that pitted, did they make it through? Looks like Chris Gore's in 19th spot. I think he's the highest running of the guys that took tires right now.
Yeah, I only have the top 10 on my little cheat sheet over here, and nobody in the top 10 or 11 have new tires. So,
yeah, so still a tough go of it for those guys with new tires, but we'll see how it works out. Though we still are going to have like you said, 11 laps to go, so we'll see who prevails here for the stage. Pace car is going to pull off. We're going to go green flag racing here with 11 to go to the stage here at Rockingham Raceway or Speedway. The Rockingham 150 is green once again.
JP with a great jump, and this time I think Nicholas might be able to, and he does. He clears the 77 going into 1 and 2.
He slid in there. He was pretty adamant about taking that. We'll see if the 77 runs the top again through 3 and 4 and gets that run. Looks like he is going to. He goes to the top of the track. He's going to challenge Nick. And Nick's going to clear him, but now here comes the 77 to the inside, heading off into turn 1.
Crossover. He did the crossover. But now Nick's got the preferred outside lane in 1 and 2. He'll get the runoff going down the backstretch. And meanwhile, JP Burns in front is like, you guys keep battling. I love it. This is going to leave me out here by myself.
Yeah, JP loves what he sees right now in the mirror. Nicholas Moreau now P2, Zachary P3, Robert Maliki and Bobby Terrell, your top 5. And boy,
3 wide in the back. Ooh. They kind of made it.
Trucks in the a truck in the wall, but they do make it off the corner.
Yeah, that was the 3 wide that I called, was 89, and he ended up in the wall. He's one of the guys with the new tires, so not necessarily a good call, unfortunately, for them.
That's true. He is one of the guys that had fresher tires. Here comes Corey Atkins coming through the field. Got a battle here for 13th. It's Colby Meese and Wayne Grassi. Well, actually, Colby Meese and Brendan Poltz side by side. Wayne Grassi in front of him.
Yeah, that's side by side. It's you can do it here. Really, the hardest part is turn 2. Running side by side as Colby actually goes down in the corner, tries to go up outside of the 77.
Oh, he dove off in there.
Yeah, he did.
There's a lot of 7s right there, the 7 and the 71.
I got excited, 7, 71, 8.
He's seeing double. You want to talk about the 77? He's in 3rd spot right now. Nicholas Moreau in 2nd, but the 77 is under fire from the 16 of Robert Malikian, who looks to the inside. Nothing doing there. He can't carry the momentum off the corner, but now he's going to go to the top and try to get that run off the top.
Yeah, Robert was coming. Oh, we got a yellow.
Looks like Corey Atkins involved.
The 31 of Jeff Chandler, maybe? Yeah, looks like he's towing.
All right, so we're going to have to get official word from the admins if that's going to be the stage break. Let's go back and look at the replay while we figure that out. Just third caution.
You go through the replay. I'm going to head down and see if I can figure out if this is going to be a caution or not. I will be back to lickety split.
Ooh, Jeff Chandler. Jeff Chandler almost getting some airtime there off the corner. Let's go back and look and see once again if we can back it up and see exactly what happened here. Ooh, coming off the corner. Looks like he gets high off the corner there. Gets into the wall. And then gets tagged from behind and then gets tagged again and finds the inside wall hard for the 31.
That's that dreaded turn 2 again.
Taking
and
Corey
we did
Atkins
get verification that this is the stage.
All right, so this will be the stage break.
Yeah, again, it just looks like the 31 gets the wall and slowed up enough that, and I didn't see what the truck was behind him. There was a truck that was right behind him. Just didn't have enough time to check up.
Yeah, who is that? That's the
Ryan Chapman in number 10.
The 10. Yeah, just hits the wall in front of him and just didn't have time to check up. Let's ride on board with him here. Touches the wall there. Oh, just doesn't lift enough and gets in the back of Jeff, and that just triggers all kind of chaos there.
So it's, this is one of those tracks because of the way it runs that sometimes when you lift, it does make the truck a little bit uneasy. So a lot of times lifting really hard could have made an even worse impact for Ryan than, unfortunately, it was a bad impact for Jeff. But if Ryan had lifted there, he might have just spun out and taken out Corey anyway. So I don't know.
So you've got the top 10 with what they did in pits, right? So we've got a shakeup up front with Zachary Trevino taking the lead. Michael Dietich is in second.
Lark, we got a big shakeup.
Yeah, William Lark, Martin Garreau, and J.P. Burns your top 5 now.
Zachary has not pitted. He did not pit.
Interesting.
And then Michael, William, and Martin pitted on lap 27.
They were the early pitters, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So
77 with no pit. Yeah.
So your first guy with tires is going to be the 99 J.P. Burns. This is going to get interesting. This is going to shake things up a little bit. We'll see how it's handled as we come down to the restart. 77 is away, and we are back under green.
That's an interesting choice not to take tires. I mean, we got plenty of tires in the pits. We don't really charge the guys for them. So they're free.
You may be saving a set for later.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. As the 50 is going pretty much backwards pretty quick here.
We'll see these guys. J.P. Burns right there on the high side, right behind Michael there in the 70. Behind him, William Lark and Nicholas Moreau. Nick working through the field as well. So these guys on new tires are going to probably eat them up pretty quickly. The 99 sideways down the backstretch.
Oh, no caution yet.
Oh, and he gets hit on the apron.
Get hit on the apron.
Wow. And no caution for that either.
How is there no caution for that? Oh, he got loose.
Yeah. Now there's a caution.
Is it for...
No, we've had another... we've got another accident. I'm too. I think we had another accident back here. Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. It's not good when the broadcasters are confused. We're the ones not supposed to be confused.
We're going to go back and look and see what the actual caution is far as they head off into turn 1. 16 gets into... Oh, he gets into the car beside him and then spins out in turn 1. And I don't think anybody hit him. Good job by everybody avoiding him there, but... he hauls off into the corner and gets into the side of the. Oh, it's the 9 of Marshall Johnson. Actually, I don't think they even touched. He just adjusted, thinking. Yeah, I think he just adjusted, thinking they were going to hit, and gets loose.
Wow, nobody hit him.
Yeah, I know. Everybody did a good job missing him.
Not a good lap for Robert, unfortunately. I think his hand might be getting involved there with his bionic hand. He's the one that hit his teammate to send him spinning after he slowed down in the backstretch.
Now let's watch JP Burns here. This is the non-caution that happened coming off the. Oh, he touched the apron off the exit of 2, and then the 16 actually got into him. That's what put the 16 back there in traffic, and then another car hits him on the apron.
I think that was the 01, which is one of the newer guys of Hayden James.
It's right on board with the 99 here. JP Burns was leading all those laps here in this race. Touches the apron, gets loose, gets sideways, save, and eventually it just gets to where he can't catch it. And then his teammate, the 16, oddly enough a teammate, comes through and finishes the job.
Yeah, teammate on teammate, never good. I was just about to say, with this shakeup, will JP be able to make it up through the field because he's not in clean air? And unfortunately, not the way that it wanted to go with JP there, for sure.
He was getting there for sure. Unfortunately, just like I said, just touched I don't know if you touched the apron, maybe just touched the line off turn 2, got him loose. And right in front of the field, you got to imagine somebody's going to come through and get you. Just so happens, you know how it goes. It just happens to be a teammate. The same teammate that goes off into turn 1 in the next corner, well, the corner after the next one, and spins and brings out the caution.
Well, maybe he felt bad for hitting JP, that he wanted to
sympathy spin. It may be damaged too with the way the damage model is. Now, we did have the 77 of Zachary Trevino pit under that caution. He's starting way back here in 22nd spot. So he's got a ways to go as we get ready for a restart here. That hands the lead to Michael Dietich and Nicholas Moreau here on the front row. And the green flag's out.
Really good start for the inside row as William Lark looking underneath Nicholas going into turn 1 here.
And Lark is one of those guys who's still out there on those tires from lap 26-ish.
27. Yeah.
So
same with the 70. He pitted on lap 27 as well. So
okay,
two tires are hold on up yellow.
Caution number 4.
I believe that would be the 01 is involved in that one.
Let's go back and see what happened to Hayden James in the 01 for this caution. If that's a simple spin, let's go back and look and see if there's more to the story here. The 01 goes into the corner, kind of timid. Looks like he just gets loose off turn 2, spins to the inside into the inside wall. Simple single car spin.
But he spun in between cars and didn't hit anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that was. I don't like to usually say guys that spin do a good job, but if you're going to spin and you do it in between cars, that's a good job.
What's that called in bowling? I forgot. There's a 7-10 split there. Well, no, he didn't hit any of them, so I guess not. I don't know.
I usually call that a field goal.
I was going to say it's good. Kick. It's good.
Yeah. Because that's what usually happens to me on a 7-10 split is I'm right down the middle.
You know what's another thing that's good is, we were talking about these guys on the pitted at lap 27. They're just riding around out here saving that set of tires. This is probably kind of plays into their hands because they're putting laps off the board here that they're not, having to defend their position with those older tires.
Yeah, and it's really working out for Michael because he's up front with clean air, and clean air is king, man. In an aero-dependent world, clean air is king. So old tires, snow tires, you get out in front, it's no hold barred. Although I don't think it'll be too long before Nicholas gets a run if we get a couple laps in here.
Yeah, I was gonna say on the flip side, Nicholas is like, man, this is the second time I almost had to pass me, and the caution comes out. I just, you start on that outside lane, the leader gets that jump on the restart. It's just hard to chase. It takes you a lap or two to run them back down, even with those older tires. And by the time you get there, the caution comes back out. So you're using your tires, just getting back to where you were to begin with.
Yeah, and they say cautions breed cautions, but damage seems to be breed cautions. The '01 was one that got hit,
Right.
hit the 99. I'm wondering if that damage is that issue we've been having with the trucks spinning by themselves kind of after damage.
That's the first thing I thought too when I saw that. It's like he was involved in the last wreck. Luckily, nobody else was involved in this wreck, so hopefully we stop that whole domino effect that we have with this damage model.
Yeah, absolutely. Get some green flag laps in here as the pace car should be heading off here. I didn't think he was going off the last time. He waits so late. What's his name? Pete? What they name him?
No, I don't know. The flagman's Barney, but I don't know who drives the pace car, but the pace car's off and we are green, and Barney waves the green flag. We're back underway.
70 with another great jump, and a 24 again with another, also underneath the 15 with a good jump, but the 15 is going to use that high side for a run down the backstretch.
So can he get there before the caution comes out? He's racing the caution at this point. He's getting a good run off the corner, but the 70's going to hang on.
Yeah, the 70's doing a great job of being out front here, and all he has to do is just run his line and make Nicholas go around him, because it could be kind of tough to pass here when you got two trucks that are similar. So just run your line, dude, and make Nicholas go around you. He either will or he won't.
Just watching some of these
big
battles.
wreck in the back.
Oh, no.
That looked like it was Wayne
Grossi
Grossi involved.
I saw the yellow truck, and the 62 comes in late and is involved as well. Caution is out again. What is that, our fifth caution?
Sixth, according to your little banner.
Yeah, that was good. I'm glad you can read it. I can't.
It's on your computer.
Yeah, but it's small. It's small on my computer.
Oh, it's not huge, but I got my glasses on so I could see.
All right, we're going to look at a replay here. Since Rich is calling me old, the Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay.
I don't know when it said I had glasses on.
Oh, Wayne gets loose into the corner in front of Colby. Oh, my goodness. That is a huge hit by the 7 and the 71. In turn 3, turns up the track, and the 62 comes in late and says, hey, how you doing, Wayne?
The driver's side was not damaged enough. Let me give you just a little dinger here. Yeah, it looked like maybe Wayne got loose and then hit the apron. And when he did that, he might have lifted to try to correct it, and Colby had really nowhere to go.
Yeah, just right on board with 7. Man, that's a tough hit. 62 comes in. Says, hi, how you doing?
That's when you want to definitely make sure you're in a sim race truck at that particular point, not the real thing, because that would have hurt.
Yep. All right, let's ride on board. Let's see, where is the Colby machine? So Wayne comes down the track, and he's loose, and yep.
Yeah, he gets extra loose when he hits the apron. So he gets loose, and I think he kind of comes down on the apron, and that's all she wrote, man. That's all it took.
Unfortunately,
driver's side.
Unfortunately, Brendan Polt was just riding around on the outside, didn't know anything was going on, and when Wayne shot up across in front of him, he was an innocent bystander, and he got some pretty good damage as well.
He probably didn't even get to say what was, and then he was in it. Yeah. Yep. That happened so quick. I don't even think he knew what happened. Actually, I don't know if any of them actually. That was a quick one, but.
It was violent,
quick
too.
Two-car accident. Yeah, big time. As once again, Nicholas is lining up on the outside of the front row, not being able to take over the lead.
Still didn't get that pass done.
But it was on his own fault. He had some laps that time. He didn't get it done. But look who's right behind Nicholas. Bobby Terrell up to 4th on the outside here.
Yeah, that 94's creeped up in here in the top 4. He's going to have something to say here. William Lark still hanging around with those older tires on the inside there, doing a good job. Wyatt Huntley and Michael Blackner, you're row 3 here. We'll see what happens on this restart. Pace car is going to pull off. Lap 58 of 145, waiting for the green flag in the restart zone, and they are back underway.
Nicholas looks like he had a better restart there. He's going to clear the 24, I think, pretty quickly this time. Although the 24 drives it in there.
Yeah, they both close on our leader. Really, really quick off the corner. Oh, and there you go.
He's going to make it. He's outside.
Nick's run out of patience on these
Yeah,
cautions.
he's like, I got to get it now. He led that lap. I think he's using the high side. He's using the high side here. I see some smoke.
Yeah, I think it was Brendan Polt had an issue. He towed to the pits. So no caution. We stay green. Got some serious damage on that 71. I think it was causing some issues.
All right, Nicholas takes over the point. As Michael Blackner has worked his way past Bobby Terrell there in the Allstate. I was going to bring that up before, but I was able to make a nickname stick, and it inspired a paint job with Allstate on Michael Blackner there with Mayhem Michael. I'm very proud of that.
The number 22 running the Allstate colors. Mayhem Michael Blackner. And if you look on the bed, I know this. I can't really get a good shot of it, but the bed.
Can you get a shot of it?
Has their little spokesperson on there.
I believe that character actually is named Mayhem. That's the actual character name on the commercials. That's Mayhem.
Got a good battle for 10th spot here. Marshall Johnson trying to hold on to it. Kobe Meese trying to take it away. Oh, Marshall gets loose. Kobe's going to take the spot. And then Kobe's going to get loose, and Marshall's going to put pressure on him again. And on the outside, here comes that 77. Zachary Trevino running up front early in this race, trying to work his way back through the pack.
He's got some of the freshest tires out there, so he should be making his way through.
On board with the 77 there as he cuts through the field. Comes up on the 8 of Colby Meese. Going to make that pass pretty easily with those fresher tires.
It looks like we got a driver sitting in the infield care center. Looks like Brendan Polt is out of the race and is at the infield care center. Let's see if we can bring him up. Gotta move screens out of the way. Brendan Polt, I see you coming out of the infield care center. Are you checked out? Everything okay?
Oh, I'm fine, but the motor ain't. That's why I'm there in the first place.
That was a heck of a hit. We were mentioning that it happened so quickly. You probably didn't even have a chance to even go before it happened with Wayne getting loose there on the apron, coming up and running to the side.
Oh no, that wasn't the issue. That ended up only being 2.5 minutes of damage, no wheel damage, or the motor was fine. Although that was a bit of a Code Brown moment, as having Wayne come right up my nose there definitely made it interesting. What you guys should look at is me exiting the pits right after we went green. 1 minute of damage basically makes this truck impossible to drive and throws my motor into the inside wall, and that's why I'm here.
That was the smoke that we saw on the broadcast. Brody had mentioned that there was an issue. So coming out of the pits, got to get loose, and unfortunately, you guys had to retire. Glad you're okay. Looked like you had a barred runner out there. Can't wait to see you come back out for Dover.
I'm excited for Dover. It's one of my better tracks. This time last year, Road to Pro, I almost won my split, but I couldn't nail a restart, so I'm looking forward to that. And honestly, I'm just kind of looking forward to. I wouldn't say Dover's a cookie cutter, but it's a regular on the truck season schedule, so I'm looking forward to get a little bit of regular racing here in next week, and then Texas the week after is what I like. But race done early because iRacing's perfect damage model.
Well, we're glad you're okay, and we'll catch back up with you next week. Have a good night.
Yep. Good night.
Yeah. So Brendan, with that tough damage, caused some issues, and then Yeah, well, we were talking about, I mentioned it with the damage. It seems to really affect these trucks in a way that seems to be a little exaggerated.
Yeah, and it's supposed to take downforce away, and when you already take the downforce off this truck, and then you take more away, what are they going to do?
Well,
exactly what happens.
It took his engine away. Yeah, but I guess it took away the downforce
eventually.
for him to spin. Yeah. You see some of these guys with those old tires starting to slip back now. The 24 William Larch starting to really slide back as the 77 of Zachary Trevino gets around him and goes to work on the guys in front.
Yeah, it looks like the 21 of Wyatt Huntley, one of the fastest trucks on the track here, has come up to P2 behind Nicholas. He's still a second behind, but he's P2. Michael Blackner's worked his way up to P3.
The lap car of the 88 there. James Morris struggling around the track.
Sideways.
Yeah, he's got that damage trying to survive out there.
Yeah, you just don't want to get any type of scratch on these trucks, that's for sure. It makes it just a tough truck to drive. But also, don't look now, but Ryan Chapman up to P4 from starting way in the back. Officially, he started 30th. Up to P4. He's having a great run.
There's Ryan Chapman there right behind Michael Blackner, who's moved up to third as well. Up 3 spots. But, yeah, Ryan Chapman from the back up 26 spots right now. Doing a great job navigating the traffic from the back of the field. And he's made his way up into the top 5 here. Michael Dietz in the 70s starting to slip back with those old tires. He's under pressure now, going to get passed by the 94 Bobby Terrell. And right behind these two is that 77. He has worked his way back up towards the front.
Yeah, he's slowly doing it. I think he's doing it pretty smart, too, where he's not trying to kill the tires. He's trying to keep the tires on him, not overdriving the truck on his way back up here, but doing a great job for sure, coming back up without... it's hard to come through. So this is the fun part of the race when you have all these different tire strategies. But it makes it also the hardest because it makes the trucks have different speeds. As Kyle Malickian look underneath the 77 here to make it a 4-wide battle here.
Yeah, 4 cars under the blanket now, 5 cars under the blanket as Chad Lang enters the picture as well. All these trucks trying to find a way through here.
So I know the 77's got to be kind of frustrated. I've been in there where you're trying to be nice. You're letting the two guys. There's a lap car up there. 3 wide.
4 wide.
4 wide. No, hold my beer. We're going 4 wide. As the 70 does a fantastic job and backs out of it. What I was saying, the 77 does nice. He's letting the guys in front of him work it out, and then the car comes behind him and passes you as you're trying. You're trying to be nice. It's kind of frustrating as he makes his way back up past the 42 and is on his way after Bobby Terrell for the 5th spot.
Got it side by side here for 7th. Chad Lane, Kyle Milliken fighting for position back here behind those guys. And behind these guys are 9th, 10th, and 11th. Kobe Meese, Michael in that 70 truck falling back on those tires, and Marshall Johnson trying to make his way towards the front. And TJ Bartell. TJ Bartell, too, starting from the rear, up 25 spots in 11th.
You can always count on TJ coming through a field on a long run. So that's just nothing extraordinary by TJ, but just another TJ race.
We're completing lap 80 here of 145. So we are already past halfway. You got to think, too, if we stay green here, there's going to be maybe some pit. I know some of the guys are going to have to pit, but they haven't pitted since lap 20. But the question is, will some of these other guys have to pit, or will they try to stretch it? Or will we have that opportunity?
I'm kind of the study that I want tires. This is one of those tracks that fuel be damned. I want tires.
William Larkin.
Nicholas Moreau doesn't want to come down.
William Larkin, Noah Nicholson battling for position here in 15th. 15th, 16th, 17th is Barry Kramer, another guy who had to start from the rear, the 18, trying to get by the 24 here on those old tires.
Yep, patience is a good key here. Looks like we got a good long run going on. But you're right. We don't know what's going to go on with pit strategy if we have to pit or not. Like I said, though, I would want tires.
So your leader continues to be Nicholas Moreau in the 15. Your points leader, second place, Wyatt Huntley. We haven't really talked much about him, but he snuck up here up 10 spots from his 12th place starting spot or 11th place starting spot, and currently running pretty good lap times. That he's got a little gap to Nicholas Moreau. He's kind of dropped back from there a little bit and got a pretty good gap to Michael Blackner. Although Michael seems to have a faster truck of the three right now.
Yeah, they're all running within a couple tenths of each other. And when Wyatt broke out in the second, he was 1.1 seconds behind. He's back to 1.4. So, yeah, 3/10. That's not a lot. He's hanging there as good as you can with Nicholas, as Nicholas is putting down some barb motor laps here.
Well, I was going to say he was faster, but that lap, Nicholas Moreau with a 23.70, Wyatt Huntley 23.91, and Michael Blackner 23.84. So third's faster than second, but Nicholas still has him covered out front.
I think Nicholas has got it on cruise control. He's up there running, in his kilometers mode because he's our Canadian in the field. He's definitely up there. He's running some really great laps.
At 88, if James Morris has really struggled with that damage, he's off the pace a good bit. They're trying to stay out of the way, but you see him wiggling. And we have a caution.
Looks like maybe to 39 or 34.
34 Chris Beck smoking on the infield. He didn't see the no smoking signs. I know. As soon as I said that, I knew what I was saying. All right, let's look at our Best One Tire and Auto Care instant replay to see what happened here. Oh, contact off the corner with who is that?
That would be the 50 of Martin Garreau. Oh, JP Burns. Keep going down.
Ooh, I saw that. All right, let's back it up a little bit and see what led to this through the corner. This guy's running side by side. 34 washes up off the corner, gets into the 50, jumps his fender, and then head first into the outside wall, comes down the track. 99 trying to miss him. Oh.
And didn't. Little butt paste there.
Let's see if we can ride on board with JP. It's got to be a fun ride. For us, not for him.
No. Yeah, for us, not for him.
Yeah. So here comes the 99, sees the wreck happening. 34, where's he going to go? He turns back down last minute, clips him. Spins around, backs it into the outside wall. Hard, heavy contact to the rear of the truck, and that's definitely going to be a detriment to his night, which was already not going kind of as planned, unfortunately.
Yeah, I just I heard some radio traffic from the 70 of Michael Deach. The driver keyed up right after the caution and went, "Thank God," with that caution come out. So I think he was really waiting to get some tires. As pretty much, I think the entire field has pitted now. I don't think anybody
definitely
on the lead lap stayed out.
Definitely a sigh of relief. I'll tell you, I was watching these pit stops. The 77 kind of slid through his pit there. That's going to hurt him time-wise as Nicholas Moreau maintains the lead off the pit road. Top four stayed the same. Maybe top five here, but that's going to hurt the 77 there. He's going to lose a few positions. He was doing a really good job coming up through the field, but he's going to have a few more cars to pass than he probably wants when we get this thing going back green.
Yeah, he came in sixth position. We'll see where he lines up here.
Looks like ninth. So loses three on the stop. He did. I watched him slide through the stall, and I was like, it's going to cost him some time.
Man, it's you want to make you do all your work on the racetrack. You try to get everything perfectly, and then you come into your pit stall, and you're just a little bit too fast, and you do that slide, and you're like, dang it.
Yeah, it's frustrating for sure. I think we got somebody barbecuing on pit road.
Ooh. Anything good?
I don't think it's anything you'd want to eat.
Are you hungry? Because you're talking about smoking in the grass in the infield. Now we're talking about barbecue.
I was thinking smoke. Yeah, that's not what I was thinking for smoking, but sure.
No, I wasn't either. I was just trying to put them
Smoking
two
and
together.
barbecuing here at Rockingham Speedway.
Smoking in the boys' room. Go old school on that one.
All right, well, we are lined up 2 by 2. Let's get back to racing before we break out into song. Pace car's going to pull off. We're going to go back racing here. Lap 90 of a 145. 55 laps to go here. And we are green.
Nicholas loves the fact that he was able to be on the front row and the leader, because he was able to do what the 70 was doing to him for a couple of restarts, and he shot out of a cannon down the backstretch.
Well, they're getting racy now, though. You see Ryan Chapman starting to put pressure on Wyatt Huntley for second. On the inside, trying to make that work. Huntley gets a good run off the corner. They're going to head into turn 1. Still under contest here.
Michael Blackner getting close to the wall up there.
Yeah, he is. He's. We got.
Bobby Terrell.
Bobby Terrell. Loose off the corner into the
it.
inside. Did he hit the wall?
I don't know. I think he saved it, though. And he's
If
right
he hit
back
the
up
wall,
on
he
the
didn't
racetrack.
save it.
No. He got loose. No, he did not hit the wall. From what I can see, he did not hit the wall. Came right back on the racetrack, and there he goes.
That was a moment for sure. I'm sure it was a
what did Brandon call that? A
brown
shirt
pants
movement?
brown pants
pant
moment. He's just glad he wore his brown pants tonight.
Man, oh man. Looks like we got Brian Thorson in chat here saying that that's him and his pit crew barbecuing some chicken down there.
Oh, okay. Well, we head there after the race.
Absolutely. So it looks like the 77 has made his way up to 5th from so losing those 3 spots didn't hurt him too bad, as he's up actually 1 spot higher than he was before the pits.
Yeah, he's got a really good truck. It's really quick. I know he had a tire advantage on that one run, but he has a fast truck. We saw that early on. Ooh, you see the 10 of Ryan Chapman have a moment off turn 2 there. Keeps it going. Not quite as dramatic as the 94, but definitely had a moment there. He holds on to it. But yeah, the 77 is clearly quick. I mean, we saw that early in the run in the stage. So it's just a matter of track position at this point.
Yeah, this is actually a track that track position is definitely helpful. We've mentioned it a couple times, and you've seen it all race long, that you can use different grooves here, but it's still tough to pass. This truck package is still tough to pass at a track like this.
As the sun sets, too, it's going to kind of change how the track reacts. It's going to cool the track down. Things are going to change. When you see the 10 getting loose again off turn 2, he's having to be very careful there. Michael Blackner watching that right in front of him. I'm sure he's thinking it might be an opportunity off 2 to make something happen, but you also don't want to pack up right under him and get involved in something that happens.
Yeah, that's the other, and we've seen that happen tonight too, where Brendan Polt was just on the outside minding his own business, and then lo and behold, here comes a spinning Wayne Grassi right up the racetrack. So it's tough. It's just a kind of track that somebody can make a mistake and wipe out 2 or 3 guys.
Top 5, top 7, all kind of spaced out right now. The pressure, the closest battle for position up front is going to be the 6th and 7th spot. That's Chad Lange who has it. Cal Milliken who wants it, but Chad is also eyeing the 77 of Zachary Trevino as well.
Yeah, and Marshall Johnson is trying to stick his nose up into that battle, and Bobby Terrell kind of on the back of that pack, trying to make up the spots that he lost on that slide in the backstretch.
Well, I think the 3 just touched the wall off the corner there. Got to keep that car or truck. Ooh, 42 drifting into the corner. I don't know if he drifted or if he was locking up there, but there's a little smoke off the tires there as he has it in 1.
That's never good for tire wear or tire heat for sure. You don't want to be smoking tires here.
Yeah, whichever one it was, you definitely don't want to drag those tires. 42 to the high side. The 3 is going to stick the bottom. 42 is going to try to get that run down the banking off of turn 2, down the back. You see how much momentum those trucks can carry when you do that. He gets there, though, and just not enough to poke his nose in either way.
Yeah, that's one of the fun sides of running the high side, is getting that run down the backstretch. But you need to have a place to go when you get down the end to the next straightaway. So Marshall Johnson is trying to take advantage of the 42 running that high group now.
Yeah, right behind him is Bobby Terrell trying to recover from that scare off turn 2 earlier, trying to climb his way back up into a position where he can start battling for a top 5.
So it's never a good thing when the guy out front runs the fastest lap of the race right after the restart, because he's already up front. But they're running pretty close times here. In fact, Ryan Chapman had the fastest lap of the top 3 last lap. So they're staying close. They're within a second, half a second, or Wyatt is in a half a second of Nicholas. So I don't know. Can they catch him? Can they keep can you outpace Nicholas on the long run?
I think it's going to come down to what you do to these tires. You know, how are you going to take care of the tires here on these last 45, 40 laps? What you do to them. And it's going to be hard for the guys behind, the 21, the 10, the 22, the 77, to do anything to be faster than the 15, yet take care of the tires doing it. You know, that's
right.
You're kind of in that box where if you're behind at this point, you need better tires than the 15, but you're not going to get better tires. You're going to get worse tires if you try to close that gap. So, you know, and then again, we could have a caution here towards the end that some of these guys decide to pit. And if the majority pits and there's not much, you know, space to have to make up, as you see the 10 just touched the wall going into turn 1. If there's not much of a gap between the guys who pitted and the guys who did not, then you have the opportunity to make up those spots towards the end of this race.
Right, and the key is to not try to catch the 15. Just run your laps. And then if you're going to save the tires, then you'll start catching the 15 naturally.
Yeah, all these guys kind of spaced out right now. The top 5 have like almost equal gaps between them all, and they're just
they're all running. They're all running within a tenth of each other too. So, but it looks like we got somebody coming out of the infield care center. We got a James Morris coming out of the infield care center. Let's see how James is doing tonight. James, catching you here outside the infield care center. First of all, how are you? Are you okay?
I'm here.
That sounds good, man. It looks like you were struggling for with that truck, man, out there with that damage. We were watching you trying to hang on to that thing. It was evil out there making laps. I guess you finally gave up on it.
It was exhausting, and I just like, you know what? I said before losing it, can't fight it no more, just pull it down. I just try to stay out as long as I could to try to get as much points as I could get, but it just got to the point where it was too much. Man, before that happened, it was my fault being back there. I messed up my qualifying. But truck was good, though, before that. We were coming through the field. We were really, really strong in the long run. It's really aggravating, but it's part of the game, you know, part of racing.
Yeah, it looked like you got hit from behind in that one accident that sent you up in the wall, which is where you got all that damage from. But we're glad you're all right. We'll catch you back on track next week at Dover. Thanks for taking the time to talk to us here outside the infield care center.
Thank you, guys. I will see y'all later.
All right. Well, I'm glad he's doing all right.
Boy, while we were talking to him, we had kind of a mix-up here up front. They start catching some of these lap cars. There was two they caught at the same time, and Ryan Chapman and Michael Blackner both had to really get on the binders there to kind of make sure they didn't run over the cars they were catching. It is not an easy thing out there right now to kind of work with these lap cars.
I saw one of the cars looked like it was Markyle Henderson, and he was doing a great job, so much so that he was actually running into the wall trying to get out of these guys' ways. So good job by Markyle. But yeah, it looked like Michael caught two guys down the backstretch, two lap cars that were side by side, which is never what you want to see as the person on the lead lap.
Oh boy, it's close off the corner. I think I tense up every time I see these guys come off turn two because I know how tough that is. Coming off turn two, you almost kind of clench yourself when you're driving coming off two because you don't really know how far the truck's going to wash out.
Yeah, and if you hit it perfect, it's a great corner. It's a fun corner. But if you miss it by a little bit of a millimeter, man, coming off that corner is you're right. It's a pucker moment for sure. And to do that lap after lap, it's exercise, but not the type that you want to do.
Man, we see some of these guys having some issues off turn 4. I don't know if that's Blackner or if Chapman touched the wall off turn 4 there, that last lap. They are,
Yeah.
I mean, we're getting down to it. They're pushing the trucks for everything they're worth, and you're starting to see them push a little beyond what the truck can handle. But, you know, that changes every lap here, especially with a track with a lot of tire wear. The handling of the truck's going to change so quickly that you have to really adapt really quick to it.
Right, and move around a little bit and let the truck move around a little bit. Find where the truck wants to be at that particular point. And that's what's going to happen as we get further on this run, is that these trucks are going to need a little bit more room to get through the corner. You're going to need a little bit more arc in. You're going to need to let it roll through a little bit better, and just work with these old wore-out tires, as we have, 29 laps to go? Getting down to it, man.
We are getting down to it. Looking off the back of the 15 of Nicholas Moreau, he's got a 1.2 second or 1.3 second lead on second place, the 21 of Wyatt Huntley, and Wyatt's got a decent gap to Ryan Chapman, but I'll tell you, Ryan Chapman's starting to get a little bit bigger in the windshield of the 22 of Michael Blackner.
Yeah, Michael, I was talking to Michael before the race, and he really likes this racetrack. This is definitely up in his wheelhouse. I believe he got second or third in this race last year, so he qualified up front, and he's had a good run of staying up front, so he's got a shot. He's got a shot, man.
77 is Trevino back there as well, just kind of watching these guys too. Having a little bit of a connection issue, bouncing out every now and then, but nothing major. You got Chad Langan, 6, good run for him so far. That Tide ride. The number 3 Chevrolet having a good run.
I'm watching the group back here in the contact 14th, 15th. They're I can't even get it out. They're 2 and 3 wide back here on the backstretch between this 8 of Kobe Meese, the 89 of Chris Gore, the 4 of, I believe, Jason Chilton, and Lewis Meglin. They were 3 wide, 2 wide, battling back here for 18th, 19th, and 20th. There's racing all over this racetrack.
We have a
Caution. The 16 of Robert Malikian.
Unfortunately, Robert a lap down. We'll go back and look at it. So Bobby Terrell was involved as well. 3 wide going into turn 1. That doesn't work. Sideways for Bobby, who comes up and collects the 16 of Robert Malikian. They almost have it saved. Bobby into the barrels. Wow.
Oh, the Kyle Larson.
Yes.
The bad Kyle Larson, not
yes,
the good
indeed.
Kyle Larson.
Boy, there was a lot going on in that wreck. Heading off into turn, 3 wide, and it's just not enough room on the bottom there. Bobby sideways up into the 16. 16 back down. Bobby into him again, and Bobby finding those barrels at the end of the backstretch pits that aren't used.
Yeah, I don't even know why that's even there. They should take it out.
Yeah, the 94
trucks can run into it.
94, yeah, I guess so. It's there for Bobby. The 16 of Malikian was able to roll away, but Bobby Terrell, engine exploded. Day done, I think, for him.
Yeah, he's exited the truck already. They brought him back to the infield care center. We'll see if he comes out the front or the back of the infield care center. I would venture a guess he's going to probably come out the back. That's a shame. Bobby's not having the greatest of years so far, or seasons this year. So I was kind of hoping he could turn it around today. This is definitely a Bobby Terrell type track. Looks like everybody pitted.
All right, so we do have some new shoes. That was my next question. They did stop there when we were looking at the replay. So we got some new tires and not much changed up front.
the 77's pit crew took over for where he had an issue last time. Last time he lost 3 spots. This time he picked up a spot, and he's up in the 4th, so he beat Michael Blackner out of the pits.
Yeah, Michael Blackner back to 5th. Kyle Milliken having a good run. Marshall Johnson, Noah Nicholson in the 76. Chad Lang and TJ Bartell, your top 10. I think Noah Nicholson was the 76, the one that made the contact there for 3 wide. So
looks like they're trying to get set up in the back still.
we are 2 wide, and the pace car lights are off.
Yeah, it's a lot of the guys coming out of the pits in the back, and the lap cars being moved to the back. That's always fun sometimes when you get a lot of cars.
All right, pace car's off. We're going to go green with 20 laps to go here. 22 laps to go at Rockingham. We're green once again. Nicholas gets a great jump. You got Ryan Chapman, Wyatt Huntley battling for P2.
Looks like Ryan might have cleared Wyatt. Yeah, and the 77 looking for... Oh, Chad Lane on the backstretch. The 3 is sideways, backwards.
And another quick caution.
I don't think he hit anything. Let's go to the best one tire and service replay.
See him get loose off the corner. Did the same thing Bobby did. Spins it to the right to avoid spinning into the wall. Does a good job. Keeps it out of the wall. Nobody hits him. Slides to a slow speed. Able to gather it up and continues on.
Rack him and stack him.
I mean, that's great for him. Great for everybody. Great he has a truck that's not damaged, but he lost all of that track position. We talk about how many trucks are out here tonight. That'll drop him to 22nd. Was having a good run inside the top 10, and man.
Yeah, we got 22 cars on the lead lap tonight, so it dropped him all the way to the tail end of the lead lap. But yeah, long way back. As Ryan Chapman was able to move into second, and Zachary Trevino actually moved into third, and moving Wyatt back to 4th on that restart. The outside's definitely not the way you want to, where you want to be restarting, it seems like.
So it's the opposite of MasterCard. We talked about that last week.
Right. The inside is MasterCard. The outside is
Visa.
Well, I don't know. I got to figure out where you want to be.
Discover. I mean, what card?
What was the Diners Club? Yeah, the Diners Club card. Going way back.
Well, I tell you what, you're making some references tonight that I don't think some of these guys are going to get.
Well, when you're old like I am, that's what happens. You make some stuff that.
Let me get my glasses.
I got my glasses on so I can read the TV screen.
We're running out of laps here tonight at Rockingham. We're going to, restart with, I think, 18 to go?
Yeah. This is... Nicholas is kind of loving it because it's just clicking the laps off as he's up front there. But the guys in the back that are trying to make their way through the pack, they want they need green flag lap. Bring green flag laps, if I could say that one time slowly.
Green flag claps.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Say it one time slowly there, man. Ricky Coe, baby. All right. We are 2x2, about to go green with, 18 laps to go. 18 lap shootout, man. It's a Saturday night short track here at Rockingham.
Yeah, I'm kind of worried. It could get a little dicey here. As we get this, count these laps off, people feel like they need to go quicker and quicker here. Kyle Milliken moved up into 5th spot with Michael Blackner in 6th. And your second row, Zachary Trevino, Wyatt Huntley, Ryan Chapman, Nicholas Moreau leading them down. Getting ready for the restart. Green flag is out once again. We are back underway. 18 laps to go here for the Rockingham 150. The Sim Racing Points Truck Series.
The inside lane takes a fantastic jump as the 77 is looking for second. Doesn't clear it. Oh, yeah. There's a yellow.
There's a caution.
Looks like the 4 might be involved in that.
I'm seeing a lot of drivers A lot of drivers either involved or had to stop for this one. We'll go back to our best one tire and auto care instant replay once again. Heading off into turn one, Barry Kramer looks to the inside, gets into the back of the truck in front of him, and collects the 4. A couple of teammates there.
Teammate on teammate crime. Yep.
See if we can get another shot of this. Off into turn one, the 18 goes from the top to the bottom, runs right into the back of the 50 in front of him, collects the 4. And then there are other trucks that get collected here. Looks like, is that?
The 99 of JP Burns was involved. His night has definitely gotten worse and worse and worse. And it says 34 on the side, but that's the 39 of Austin Runkle that was involved. And then the 90 of Joseph Burgess and a 62 of Markyle Henderson just stopped. They just stopped to admire the smoke and the view.
Yeah, there you go. That was Austin Runkle into the back of the 99 of JP Burns. You're right. JP is just he's another truck that's everywhere where you don't want to be tonight.
He's the Diners Club. So while that was going on, the 77 did make it to second. But he was sideways coming out of that corner, out of turn 2 underneath of Ryan Chapman. I'm not sure if he would have had second going into turn 1 there if the caution didn't come out. He was that sideways.
Yeah, I did see that. We caught that. I thought that was going to be the caution, but he did hang on to it. Unfortunately, it happened behind him.
In fact, actually, I'm looking at the replay. I don't know if you're going to bring it up or not, but he got in front of the 10. And then the caution came out, and the 10 was already a car and a half past them before they got to turn 3. So yeah, caution saved them.
We'll watch it right quick here on the instant replay. Get up here, coming off turn 2, you'll see him. He did the same thing, touched that line off of the turn 2 and gets sideways, but hangs on to it. Yeah, and somehow they gave him that position because I guess the caution came out just at the right time.
Yeah,
and he's gonna hang on to second spot.
Now, it's good for Ryan because now he's starting on the bottom. You know he's going to get a good restart on the bottom because the bottom is MasterCard. But,
right.
Yeah, we're going green here.
Yeah, we'll see how, starting to see a little bit of a fog roll in. The sun's setting. It's kind of hard to see going off into turn 1 we saw with the on boards. So keep that in mind, too, as we get ready to go green.
Smoke in her eyes? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's 14 laps to go. There's maybe the red mist. I don't know. Get ready for the green flag in this restart zone. Green flag's out, and the 77 hangs with the 15 pretty good there, but the 15's going to get that jump. Off into turn 1, going to clear for the lead.
And the 21 stays on the outside of the 10 going through 1 and 2. He might have a shot down the backstretch as the 10 did not clear for third.
We got cars all over the place here down the backstretch. Let's see if they make it through 3 and 4 here. The 24 inside of the 3. Everybody good back there. Now the battle is up here for 5th spot. Battles everywhere, all over the track.
Yeah, it's go time. It's you can't leave anything back at this particular point. We know, Dan. We know. Throwing out little nuggets. Is Marshall Johnson looking to the outside of TJ Bartell back in for 9th position as they go into turn 1.
Yep, getting down to it. 12 laps to go here at Rockingham. And you're right, the 9 on the outside of the 28. That is the battle for
Caution.
8th, and we do have a caution.
This time it looks like the 4 again.
The 4, who was involved in an accident earlier. Wonder if it just got away from him. We will see. Go to our best one tire and auto care instant replay with the 4. Jason Chilton goes off into the corner. Oh no.
Oh,
the 3. The 3 gets loose under the 4.
Yeah. 3 into 4 equals 7.
How many cautions have we had? We've had more than 7.
11. 11 cautions. I don't care what the caution count says. I still think it's been a really good race. I think there's been a lot of good racing going on here.
Let's see if we can go back and ride on board with the 3 going off into turn 1. Just loses it up into the 4. His back end touches the back end of the 4, spins him around, and that's your caution.
Long, slow slide. All right. Nicholas Moreau is loving it. This is going to be, this is what he wanted to do, to put his kind of a fork into this points battle going on here. He came into points leader, and he's going to come out with a large points amount tonight.
If he can hang on.
That's true.
Still a racing to do. Trying to get the victory. Speaking of victory, remember to visit drinkvictory.com. Use code FTSR for 10% off of your order there at for some victory fuel. Definitely want to check them out. The Throttle Punch, the Lucky Lemon, the Purple Potion. You definitely want to grab one of those and try them out. My favorite, the Throttle Punch. That's mine. I'm sure you've got one, Richie. You drive the Victory Fuel machine in the Cup Series.
I do. I'm partial to the lemonade, but I do like the Purple Potion. I do like the grape flavor, and I'm not a grape guy, so I kind of liked it. But you're getting better at that with naming the names. And
I know. I'm starting to remember. The purple one always kind of evades me, but I've kind of gotten it now, so I know what we're doing there. But definitely, it's a good company to support. We're happy to support them. I'm glad they're supporting us with the Victory Fuel Cup Series on Monday nights here at Full Throttle Television. So definitely give them a look. See if you can get some of that stuff. And if you win a race in the Cup Series, guess what? You get a free 4-pack. So that's always a cool thing. Yeah, eventually. What, 3 years?
Eventually. No, we're not in Tony. We're not in Tony scale yet.
Okay.
We're waiting until the end of the season, because we don't want to send out 4-packs, and then if somebody wins a second one, then send out another one. We'll do it all at one shot.
Right. So go to drinkvictory.com, check them out. Use code FTSR to get some of your own for 10% off your order. Going green here. And we're going to have 8 laps to go here at Rockingham. We are getting down to it. Slowly but surely, we are getting those laps off the board. Pace car is going to peel off. There he goes. Leader's going to drive into the restart zone. Moreau and Trevino, front row. Moreau gets another great start off the rip. And now there's going to be a challenge by Ryan Chapman for P2.
Yeah, Ryan had a great restart that time and was able to get underneath the 77. But is he going to have enough coming off the corner here? They're side by side as they go down the backstretch with Michael Blackner and Wyatt side by side behind him.
See if Trevino uses that top lane. He does. He goes up top, gets a great run off the corner, and it's going to clear for second spot to hang on there. Ryan Chapman falling into third. Wyatt Huntley, and you're right, the battle Michael Blackner now beside the 42 of Kyle Milliken. That is for fifth.
Kyle Milliken using his high side. He's been there high and wide all night long. Is Michael Blackner? Ooh, Michael Marshall in the wall.
Yeah, the 9 and 22 made contact off the corner, off of turn 2, and that sent them both into kind of a slide. That's going to open the door for Noah Nicholson in the 76.
Oh, Michael in the wall a little bit in 1 and 2 there. That's not going to help us run down the backstretch.
You would think, but he keeps the momentum.
Sorry, I watched Colby and a whole bunch of guys. There was a gaggle.
There's still 3 wide. They're wrecking. There goes the 9 of Colby Meeks around. Does he save it? No! Back up into the 24, and caution is out.
Yeah, it started on the backstretch.
And that took a long time to develop.
I've seen longer.
Giggity. All right, we're going to go to our Best One Tire and Auto Care Instant Replay. Head off into turn 3. The 9 gets turned around, but we'll back it up because you're right. It all started before that even happened.
It's the 8.
Oh, yeah, he is the 8. He's the 8 in this series. Maybe that's his problem. All right.
Could be his problem.
Let's see. Going off into the corner, we got cars behind him. He bounced off the wall, but that's not the issue. Oh, contact with the 61 off the corner. I don't know why he was so low there coming off the corner, but the 61 gets into him. He goes into turn 3 and just turns across the 99. Up into the 24, down the track and back up, and finally spins in front of the 24 and finishes it off. Let's go on board.
Do we give out an extra bonus points for hitting the most cars in one lap?
Yeah.
Because That would be what, 4, 5. Does hitting the same car twice count? So, yeah, we might get an extra point for that.
Let's see. He comes off the corner, comes down the track into the side of the 61, down the back straight. 61 gets position on him. He goes into 3, and it's like he doesn't know the 99's there. Just comes down across the front of the 99 and eventually spins back up in front of the innocent number 24.
Man, poor JP, his night went from the highest of highs to the lows of lows here. He's just unfortunate, but he's managing. He's still in 13th position at this particular point, so his night's not over. It's possible to get a top 10 out of this bad boy.
And if he does, it's a win for sure. Had a great run going at Bristol last week, finished second. Was challenging for the win. I mean, he was in contention for sure. It just didn't quite work out where he could get that position, but come home second, had a great run. And then it's like I say, from the penthouse to the outhouse, we see it almost every week. We have a guy that has great luck. We even, I guess, the 15 this week, he was in the outhouse last week, in the penthouse tonight. We'll see how it works out though, because we still have, we're going to have a natural green, white checkered here. So we got a green with 2 to go.
That's the second time this week that we've had a natural green. We had one on Monday night as well. Natural green, white checkered. But yeah, we'll see what happens here on this restart.
On the edge of our seat.
This is the money start.
Yep.
The money start right here.
See what happens with the 15 and the 77 on the front row.
Ooh, contact.
Yeah,
contact.
They're already trying to decide who's going to start where. Waiting for the green flag. Green's out. We're back underway, and the 15 gets a good jump. The 77 tries to hang there. Just not enough. He's going to clear him as he goes off into 1.
Oh, I thought he was going to go outside of him. It was a great start by the 77 to keep that close to the 15, but he clears the 10 as the 21 is looking underneath Ryan Chapman going into 3 here.
All right. Let them up the high side off turn 3 and 4. We're going to come to the white flag. 1 lap to go. The 10 and the 21 make contact. And now the 10 making contact with the 76, I believe it is. 76 into the wall. They keep it going somehow. But up front, it's all 15. Nicholas Moreau through 3 and 4 for one final time. Can he hold off the 77? 77 goes to the top. Not enough there, though. It's going to be the 15. Nicholas Moreau winning the Rockingham 150.
Well, that was a very exciting last lap there as we had several incidents happening.
Yeah, for sure.
And Ryan Chapman goes from 3rd to 8th on that deal. I don't think he's going to be too happy with the 21.
Yeah, there was contact with several cars there towards the end. And, yeah, Ryan definitely paid for it there. So he's going to come home with 8th spot. But your winner tonight, how many is that for him this season?
I've lost count.
All right, well, there you go.
4, 5, I think. I think that's his 5th win.
So Nicholas Moreau going to extend his points lead tonight with the win here at Rockingham Speedway. Impressive performance. Definitely had a really quick truck all night, and it has shown.
Yeah, absolutely. Great run by newcomer Zachary Trevino.
Mm-hmm.
Very impressive run to come home a very close second with anybody who can keep up with Nicholas at this particular point in the season. You're having a great night for sure. So good job by him.
Yep. You got Wyatt Huntley had a good night. Let's look at our race results here. For the Sim Racing Points Truck Series, Rockingham 150. Nicholas Moreau takes home the win. The 77, Zachary Trevino comes home in P2. Wyatt Huntley with a strong finish in 3rd in that number 21. Kyle Milliken coming home 4th spot. A solid run for him for sure. Had a great truck all night. The 22, Michael Blackner, comes home and finishes it off this week in 5th spot with his top 5. Noah Nicholson with that contact at the end of the race there with the 10. A little bit of bumping and rubbing there, but comes home P6. 7th spot's going to go to TJ Bartell, who just snuck in there quietly and comes home with the top 10 in that number 28. 8th spot's going to be the 10. Ryan Chapman, I know it's kind of heartbreaking for him when he was up there in 3rd. You got Michael Dietich in 9th, and 10th spot's going to go to the 61 and Josh Mayhew, another top 10.
He keeps finding those top 10s for sure. Marshall Johnson in the number 9 comes home 11th. JP Burns, after such a great start, ends up P12 tonight. Lewis Megalin, P13. William Lark, 14th. Ryan Persinger comes home 15th. Chad Lane, 16th. Robert Malikian comes home 17th in the 16. Martin Garreau in his return comes back home 18th. Barry Kramer, 19th. And then Chris Gore, 20th.
And then 21st, you're going to have Jason Chilton. 22nd, it's going to be Colby Meese with that late race incident. 23rd is going to be Joseph Burgess in the number 90. 24th is Corey Atkins in the number 1 machine. The 39 Ford of Austin Runkle is going to come on 25th. 26th is going to be Aaron Satcher. 27th, Dave Nestor. 28th, Mark Al Henderson. 29th, Bobby Terrell. Another tough night for Bobby. And 30th, running out 30th, we talked to him, the 88 James Morris with that damaged truck. 31st is going to be, go ahead.
I'm sorry, 31st is Alan Duranco. 32nd, Chris Beck. Sherwood Wilford comes home 33rd. Brian Thorson, 34th. Wayne Grassi, after that hard lick to the outside wall, comes home 35th. Brendan Polt, 36th. Hayden James, 37th. Jeff Chandler, 38th. And spicy, not so spicy, Tony Solari rounding out the field in 39th.
All right, well, there's your
He's going
30.
to be easy to beat. He's going to be easy to beat in the commentator.
I didn't even think about that. Yeah, I guess that is going to be something easy to shoot for you on Monday night. But anyway, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we're going to talk to our top 3, kind of break down the race, and look forward to next week's race. But we'll do all that when we come back on the other side here at Full Throttle Television.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
We are Best One.
The best tires.
The best customer service.
The best automotive service.
The best team.
And the best customers. You see, Best One isn't just our name, it's who we are. Since 1948, Best One has been delivering quality and dependable tires and full-service automotive care to our customers. Best One, selling tires, serving people. We are Best One.
All right, welcome back to Rockingham Speedway. Just finishing up the Rockingham 150 for the Sim Racing Points Truck Series here on Full Throttle Television. Very interesting and exciting race there at the end. It was wondering whether or not we were going to get it to the end there, but we did with a natural green-white checkered finish with Nicholas Moreau bringing home the win. Your top 3 finishers, Nicholas Moreau, and then you had Zachary Trevino and Wyatt Huntley. Not your top 3. So we're going to kick off interviews. We're going to start with our third place finisher, Wyatt Huntley. Wyatt, congratulations on your third place finish tonight, man. It was a tough one out there. I don't know if you were like us. We were kind of waiting to see if we were going to finish this one off or not.
Yeah, I felt pretty good there on that long run there. We kind of made adjustments to the race, and then we had a couple of short runs there, and I kind of over-adjusted. I had it too free in the middle. And boy, I ain't been on iRacing since they put that restart box in, and it kind of stinks on the outside, starting on the front row sometimes.
Well, it stinks anywhere but the lead. It really stinks. Yeah. I mean, the leader can shoot out there for sure, but you're right. You kind of get trapped behind whatever the second place guy does on a restart. It is kind of tough for sure. And but yeah, there at the end, man, it was restart after restart, and you're right, short run after short run. So if you had a long run truck, it could be a little difficult there. But man, all the way through the race, we did have that one long green flag run, and we were wondering how tires were going to kind of come into play there. Who was going to have the setup? Who was going to kind of maximize their performance there? And we had different tire strategies too. We had some guys stay out. We had some guys on like 20 lap tires, and then after the stage, well, not 20 lap, they had 20. They pitted on lap 27. So a little bit of a mix-up. Just kind of talk about your race, what you experienced out there, and kind of the highlights of what you saw.
Well, we didn't qualify too good. I thought we could have qualified better than we did, and I kind of messed up going into one. But all in all, the start, got through traffic pretty well. Got that long run. Trying to see Nick, try to run him down, and then we had them short costs. I kept adjusting. Then I just went too far on the next adjustment for the short run. It just killed us short run speed. But all in all, we come up third. I'd like to apologize to Ryan. I think I figured he was going to go to the wall a little more off of 4, and I think I got into him a little bit, so that was my fault there on that. But all in all, Keith, everybody at GHR, Travis made good pit calls all day. Jason, Barry, all of them guys over there, and yeah, pretty good run.
Yeah, you're right. You did have, I forgot that. Yeah, you did have contact with the 10 there at the end. Unfortunately, he dropped back after that and had some more contact behind you. You probably didn't even see all that, but yeah, it was interesting. You guys were racing pretty hard there at the end, and we knew, like I said, every restart was going to amp up just a little bit more, knowing that you had fewer and fewer laps to get it done. Talk about how you kind of prepare coming to a restart. You talk about the restarts being tough, how you prepare for the restarts, and kind of plan for how many laps you have, what do you need to do, what can you get done, and also maybe explain to some of the guys, because it seems, this is pretty good information you can kind of share, that you have to be realistic with your expectations. If you're starting 5th, if you're starting 7th, in 2 laps, realistically, you're not going to get to the front. You got to get what you can, but you got to take what it'll give you as well.
Yeah, you can't drive over your head like I did last week at Bristol that y'all didn't mention. I appreciate that too. But yeah, it's easy to start 1 or 2 rows back. You can kind of anticipate the roll as he speeds up in the box or goes early or goes late. But second place, it's hard. You're just at the mercy of whenever he throttles up, because you can't pull too far ahead of him or it kind of warns you to back up, or you can't speed up because it has to be a certain speed. So you kind of just have to, take it as you go into one, hope you can run the top.
Well, I can tell you, restarts is not my strong suit. That's by, for sure, out on the track. So to watch you guys do it, I cringe every time I see it, because that's one place that I just seem to struggle at. If I'm not the leader, yeah, you can bet I'm going to be a little slow. But it is something you almost have to practice, and after a little while, you get a little bit better at it. And we definitely had some practice tonight. The guys got some practice in the race tonight. But anyway, hey, congratulations on your 3rd place finish, though. It was a good race for you guys, and good to see you out there having a good run. I'm going to hand you the mic to let you do your shout outs and sponsor plugs.
Keith and everybody at GHR, Travis with the pit calls, Barry, Jason over there team, and my smoking hot wife.
All right, there you go, 3rd place finisher Wyatt Huntley. Wyatt, congratulations. We'll see you next week.
All right, thanks, sir. See y'all.
All right, there's your 3rd place finisher. Thinking it's smoking hot wife. Hey, let you do this week after week. You gotta give him some shout out.
I wonder if he's a Ricky Bobby fan. Well, I think that's didn't Ricky Bobby say he had a smoking hot wife?
Yep, that's the reference. Yeah, you've been giving movie
right.
quotes all night. That's a newer one.
There you
Unfortunately,
go. I'm in this generation.
yeah, yeah, they'll know that one. All right, it looks like our second place finishes not quite ready here. He's muted, so we're gonna skip on to our leader here tonight, Nicholas Moreau. Our winner tonight, Nicholas. Congratulations, win number I believe 5 on the season. Congratulations once again, man. But they didn't make it easy for you there at the end. There's plenty of restarts.
Yeah, it was not. I had to defend. I didn't know the guy on the 77 truck, but he seems to be fast. He was actually, and then he used the track as much as he can to get a speed, and then I was looking behind. I had to use the high line as well, and yeah, it was a bit challenging at the end.
Yep, it looked challenging for sure with those restarts. Restart after restart, it seemed to kind of pick up on what you were doing there. Once you got going there, and so yeah, every restart you had to kind of mix it up a little bit, I'm sure. But you did a great job there, man. And it looks like you had a really good long run truck as well. We had that one longer run in the middle of the race, and you kind of stretched out a little bit. Were you riding there? Were you kind of giving it everything it's got, or did you have a little bit extra in the tank? Just kind of wanted to maintain.
Oh, I had the fuel for the at the end, not a problem at all. But I would say, yeah, the truck was good overall, but it was on the tight side, especially right on the middle. So I had to manage a lot, by a lot, the right front. When I pit at the first time, I was cooking the right front, so I had to make some change on the pit, and it was better, maybe not faster, but it was definitely easier to drive. And so the strategy at the time, I had enough fuel this time instead of Olmsted.
So you were fast, and you had to make it a little easier to drive. That's scary to think for some of the guys out there for sure. So you had a great truck tonight. I'm gonna throw it to Richie there. Richie, I'm sure you've got some things to add here.
Yeah, I'll just he made the truck better. He was already up in the top 3, and he made the truck better. And then he went out and ran the fastest lap of the race. So yeah, they were definitely cranking on it. But I just want to say congratulations. I saw news that you joined Elliott Sadler Esports this week. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, it's a great news. Great news for sure. It's a great opportunity to work with some good people, to develop and work with a group of people, with some motivation to push and look forward.
They're going to make you faster. They're gonna, the field can't keep up as it is now. Now Nick's going to go out and get faster.
Well, actually, I've got a setup from James Morris yesterday, or
Don't say that.
yeah, no, I will, because I was I'm in the team now, but so yeah, so I made some adjustment for my driving style, and then I just make some laps, and then I was pretty confident about how it goes. And then yeah, so it was good for me to join the team.
Yeah, well, you did a great job out there
on that for sure.
Yeah.
Sorry, Brody.
Yeah, no, he did a great job tonight, and he will be an asset to the team, I'm sure. And I'm sure they'll be able to help out as well. But I don't know if you need more help. You got 5 wins already, Nick. Let's slow down a little bit. Let's ease up. But I will say that it looked like there's a good bit of competition out there with the 77. You had a lot of the other guys running up front there. You had the 99 till he had his issues. There's a lot of drivers up there that were quick, and it just quite didn't work out for them. So again.
Yeah, so as said, I was not the faster on track, because 99, yeah, I was forgetting about him, but he makes some. I'm not sure if he spun out, but he definitely got some loose at the turn 2. And about me, I just didn't make any mistakes, so that placed me on the front. And yeah, so as said, the next it's Texas, I think, and then Kansas. So it's 2 great track. But as said, I'm happy to have some point in the championship to to be safe for the end, because I really not sure if I will be able to if I'm to win again, because some people are fast now.
Well, you definitely are stacking up the wins right now for sure. Yeah, you had the 77 as Trevino. You had Huntley up there, Michael Blattner, Milliken. Ryan Chapman was up there till he had his issues. Same thing with the 99. So definitely some competition up there, but you're right. It's all about having track position, not making mistakes, and being there when it counts. And you did that the best tonight and took home the checkered flag. So again, congratulations. I'm going to let you do your sponsor plugs there, your shout outs. Mike's yours.
Yeah, so thanks for Elliot Salary Sport for bringing me in the team. Thank you guys again this week, and for all of the hard work. Thanks Transit, and thanks. I'm not telling that in during the race, but all lap tour I had to deal with. I've got a lot of room to pass them, so thanks for everyone.
All right. Well, Nicholas, congratulations once again. Win number 5 on the season here at Rockingham. And we'll enjoy it, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys. See ya.
All right. We'll see. The winner tonight, number 15, Nicholas Moreau, takes on win number 5 on the season, extends his points lead, and shows how it's done out there with no mistakes, a fast truck, and actually even made it better during the race, Richie.
Yeah, well, you're already on a good car, and then you go out and make it better during the race, and it showed. But I think the key there was the no mistakes. This is a track that people can pounce on mistakes, and Nicholas didn't make any tonight. Some of the other guys around him did, and he was able to capitalize and take home his 5th win.
Well, next week we head to Dover Motor Speedway on Wednesday night for Dover 200 for the trucks. That should be a fun one. That is a tough track, concrete track that some of the guys, I know Bobby's looking to get back on track. He's fast there. Some of the other guys are looking to have a better week next week. But that is next Wednesday night, 9 p.m. here on Full Throttle TV. We'll be at Dover. But don't forget, Monday night, we have the Cup Series coming up before that. Mondays at 9 p.m. And they are at, where are they? They're at Auto Club. That should be a fun one. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun at Auto Club. So that should be a good race for sure. Make sure to catch it here on Monday nights at 9 p.m. And then Monday we'll be at Auto Club. So it should be a lot of fun. Closing thoughts, Richie, about tonight's race?
I think the race went pretty much what I was expecting. There's a lot of side-by-side, a lot of good action on the racetrack, a couple cautions here and there. But, we had 39 guys start tonight, and I thought they did pretty good. I thought it was a good race. So, I'm excited over it. I'm actually kind of a little wore out.
Yeah, there's a lot of close racing, a lot of hard battles out there at a track that's not really that easy. I'd say everybody did a pretty good job. Nicholas Moreau, the best of them, taking the win home tonight at Rockingham. So that's going to do it for us here at Rockingham Speedway. For Richie Coy and everybody at Full Throttle Television, my name's Brady Hanna. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you Monday night, 9 p.m. for the Auto Club 250 for the Cup Series. We'll see you then.